Lucy, this is feedback for the interim submission of the hotel project. The assessment criteria cover identifying concept, explanatory annotation, a fully resolved planning solution, the visual explanation of the design proposal, and an indication of scheme boards for each of the areas. I'm trying to remember if it was scheme boards that you said you'd pinned underneath your presentation. They kind of could do with a bit of annotation just to highlight some of the elements that you've been incorporating into the scheme. It's useful that you've mentioned John Lomond as the client and the theme is Scotch whisky, but I think it would be useful to have a wee bit more information on the background to the project and certainly the concept, initial concept or mood boards, just to see how your initial ideas have developed from that to what you're presenting at this interim stage of the project. I'm initially drawn to your two rendered sheets with your sketch illustrations of the interior spaces. It's nicely laid out actually, so I'm looking at the reception area. I'm trying to look at that in relationship to the plan. Yep, and I can see your sort of planning solution and the positioning of your reception desk and the seating area, your feature lighting, your feature wall, and again illustrating that with, again, not sure what some of these finishes are. It might have been useful to have identified those as part of the presentation. So obviously there's timber, is it copper, is it concrete? Again, seeing the nice wee sort of alcove space that you've created with the dropped ceiling, really thinking about what's happening in the space. I see you've put the manager's office and staff office and luggage store behind the reception. Obviously it works to have it tied in with the set reception area, but I do feel this area of the hotel on the ground floor, which is fully windowed, is something that actually you could use for the guests more than for the staff, because in this instance as a student project we could actually put the manager's office somewhere else, and your luggage storage could potentially go underneath your stair or into number 7, which you've allocated as storage space. So I'd maybe ask you to have a wee look at that, because I'm liking what you're doing with the reception space. Can we maybe extend that and allow more people to sit and enjoy that space? Looking at your first floor plan, I think spatially it's all working very well. I'm particularly attracted to your whisky tasting room, and I see the illustration that you've got there of the illuminated whisky bottles, quite a nice feature. And I see your wee sketch that goes with that as well. Something that obviously ties in with the whole theme and style of your hotel. The restaurant seating area provides options for people in the types of seating that you've put in there, and your bar servery. Again, I would have a wee look at that. It seems quite a big space that you've allocated to that in the restaurant space. It would be to reduce the size of that and maybe even try and get some more seating round into that area. Something to sort of look at. Area 5, your seating area outside the restaurant. If it's going to be a seating area, if you imagine people maybe waiting there before they go in, maybe have a wee look at how that's sort of working. It looks like it could do with just a wee bit more than what you've put in it just now. And looking at the lounge bar area, again, I think spatially it works. I think furniture layout wise, I think you could have a wee look at sort of reviewing the amount of seating that you've got in there. I think you could probably get more in. Again, maybe a couple of sketch visuals to see how that might be sort of working. But there's certainly a big space between the bar counter and the next set of tables, and there's also again, the window is where people I think would want to sit, so it might be worthwhile actually maybe incorporating more seating in there. And again, it could be a different style of seating. I see you've got round the corner a large sofa and a couple of what looks like armchairs. Again, have a wee look at how you're laying those out. Again, think about how people might use the space if there's a small group going into that space, and how they might sort of use it. I think the next stage for you is to start to do the bit of tweaking that I've suggested. Start to work in 3D, try and get some sectional elevations drawn up, trying again more sketches to sort of really resolve the detailing and the aspects, and make sure that a lot of the things that you're thinking about and have started to hint at and suggest in your presentation here, same with your samples that you're illustrating and the colours and things that you're illustrating, make sure that that comes across in your final presentation, that in you're annotating effectively sectional elevations to show where these elements are going, and again detail them in hopefully effectively. I think this project's got great potential, and I look forward to seeing the end result at the pin-up in April. Thank you.